Hello everybody, Danny and Research here. I just decided to make a quick technical video here. It's gonna be a very quick video of my thoughts on the price action of the S&P 500 and what we can expect. Of course, none of this is financial advice or trading advice. Alright, so let's just begin. This is the S&P 500 right now. As you can see, we've seen quite a bit of a sequence of green days. And we're just 0.7% away from the all-time highs, so let's just mark this. Right, and if you look at the daily, you can see it more clearly right here. So my expectation is that a lot of people that are short right now would have placed their stops above the highs, right? So it is just obvious that we can expect a sweep of the highs and a sweep of the highs, and then what happens after that? Well, of course, we will need to see the structure and any signals that we get for a shorting opportunity. But just looking at it from the 4-hour chart, we can see this gap right here. So if we were to see something like this, right here, one entry could be formed, right here. If we see an entry forming there, we're gonna take it, and then after this, if we get a successful 4-hour close below this gap right here, it's gonna invert the gap, and the trade is gonna look something like this, right? With a target, first target at around this level, okay? But of course, this is like a conservative approach. Of course, we're gonna see what entries are we gonna get into this area right here, right? And of course, we need to see what the Fed's gonna say. Are they gonna be positive for the future, or are they gonna bring more uncertainty through the markets, which is the more probable outcome, because I don't think they know what's going to happen either. So I don't think they're going to be very certain of the outcome. Okay, so essentially, if we just do like a very simple trend line going from here through this low right here, we can see that we have a first target right here, right, around this level, which is about 10% downside. Okay, so but the most important thing really here is that we see what the Fed says, how the market reacts to it, and get ready to be positioned. This is the weekly chart right here. As you can see, very intense buying from the buy the dippers and the algorithms, but of course that can change very quickly. Markets have been pricing a lot of rate cuts for the past 2 years now, since they started raising the rates. So essentially this is very worrying, because the markets are like aggressively pricing those rate cuts. But what actually happens when they do happen, right? And market is forward looking, so we need to see what is next for the markets, and next are earnings, right? And if we get the earnings recession, so you know what I'm saying, like the biggest catalyst, the start of the rate cutting cycle. However, once this happens, markets are going to ask themselves, what is next? And if the Fed is not very convincing in their thesis for the future, well, then we might as well get this impulse down that I was talking about. Alright guys, here we are 10 hours later after the last video. I said that, so when the last video was captured, we were around this levels here, and I said that I was expecting price to sweep the all-time highs right here, then come back down. And as you can see, this is exactly what happened. So once we opened today, we saw a gap up. Just put up the minute chart. We run up, swept the highs, and now we are down like almost 1% from the highs. And it's the day prior to the Fed meeting, so I can explain this fairly simply, okay? So there were many people that were short, right? And most of those people put their stop losses above the highs. So we had a lot of highs right here. We didn't quite take them before today's price action. And these all-time highs here. So people were saying, okay, this is a big um, resistance area, so let's just put our stop losses on our shorts above those levels. And as you know, markets want to take liquidity, and especially before events like this. So we have the Fed tomorrow. So the big players wanted to, stop out as much people as possible, make as much people as possible think one way, right? To be able to have more liquidity for the actual move that's going to happen tomorrow, right? So, uh, personally, I had some um, work to do today outside of my home, so I didn't take any trades. But if you were looking for a trade after sweeping the highs, let me just get rid of this. You could have, for example, taken this, and this is just like on top of my head right now. And once we close below it, put it like this, and target the those lows, for example, 2R right there, or maybe even these lows right here, right? But then again, it's also the day before the Fed, so I wasn't planning on taking any trades whatsoever, but I just decided to give you guys a follow-up on my prediction for the price action. And essentially, now that the book is cleared on the upside, we have you know enough juice to go either way tomorrow, right? So it's gonna be very interesting. Let's see uh, how Powell is gonna be talking, and if he is gonna be certain about what's gonna happen in the economy, if he's gonna be able to convince markets that everything is gonna be okay. However, I'm pretty doubtful about that because he doesn't know himself. But then again, tomorrow we could see big swings, right? We could see something like this, you know. Um, so you don't really know, and I suggest you to wait at least 30 minutes after the announcement to make any trades, even longer, right? Even longer, because initially the algorithms are just gonna wreak havoc on everybody, and you're gonna get slipped on your orders. It's quite possible that you do something like this, right? So everybody gets swept. So just wait it out, see what's happening, read the statement, mark out any important sentences, and see how the price reacts, and only then make your decision. And even if you miss out on the move, maybe that was the best thing to do. Because in days like tomorrow, sometimes it's better to sit it out, right? Especially if you're a new trader. Okay. And of course, after the meeting, I'm gonna be covering what happened and what the Fed said, what they're thinking, and what I am thinking in regards to their statement, right? Okay. Thank you guys for watching this technical video, and see you guys in the next one.